All right, so what's up, fam? I'm waiting on players to show up. We're supposed to be in here playing poker pretty soon, but it don't look like we got enough yet. So we're waiting until we get enough to start a table and get it going. This is Sunday. It's going to be slow. People will be in eventually, but I like to get here early. That's just me. But anyway, it had something that happened yesterday while we were sitting at the table. And, man, they had a conversation because we all know each other. And that conversation probably lingered in the poker room for a couple of hours, right? And people had their own take on it. And it was a hand where one player had a 6 and the other player had a pair of 10s, right? And the player with the 6, after the flop came out, it was 6, 6, 7. And if I got it correct, what happened was, I think he checked, or he bet it. He bet it. The player next to him, that was to his left, said all in. He only had a short stack, right? So he said all in. I guess he was, I don't know, maybe he had a high pair, maybe he was good, and he didn't think the guy had a 6, so he said all in. The other player, he said 75. So that he said 75. So the other guy, when he said all in, I think it was really low stack. I think he probably had like 20 something left by that time. And I think the other player said 75. I think the person with the 6s, he just bet enough just to get the ball rolling and hope it was a 1-2 game. So I think he was just trying to set it up so he can make better bets as the turn in the river card arrives. And then he think he can get his money. So the other player said 75. Now, everybody else folded, so it's just them 3. When it got around to the player that had the 6s, he had trip 6s. Nobody knows this, right? And the person that made 75, he didn't know it. He thought he had the best hand and thought that the other guy may have just been shooting. And if he said 75, then everybody would fold. Well, the person with the 6s, instead of him raising, re-raise, or matter of fact, go all in if you really want to. But instead of him even re-raising, he just smooth called the 75. I think he was thinking, in my mind, that he had this lock. That no matter what, the chances of him losing that hand was a low percentage, right? Because he's got trip 6s. It's only a 7 out there. Could it have been could he have had set over set? He wouldn't know that. I don't think nobody thought that. But still, he only called the 75. So the turn card comes out, and if I'm got it correct, I think they checked. I think they both checked. So the 6s was still, in my mind, was still trying to make something happen, and he wanted to leave it up to the other player to hang themselves, right? And we all know when you bet and you know you got the best hand, or if you know for sure you think you got the best hand, you do not pass up on a betting opportunity. You bet, right? He made it 75, you smooth called it. That trap is already set. You got that 75 from him, plus whatever was out there on the table. You got all that. So instead of him betting like I figured he should have, he just checked the turn. And when he did that, a 10 came out. So when the 10 hit the board, the first player to act, which was the one that made it 75, he said all in. When he said this, all in was over $500. $500 plus whatever was in the pot. The 6s could cover the bet. He had been doing pretty good. And this was the hand right here that was either going to solidify his wins for the day or was going to put him in a hurt locker. So he tanked and he thought about it for like 3 minutes. At least that's how long it felt. It was one of them type of hands where we all just shut the hell up and we don't say nothing. We just say, hey, take your time. whatever it is, in my mind, I'm thinking either neither one of them had a 6, and maybe they're going pair for pair, because the way he was thinking about it, if he knew for sure and felt that his hand was good, he would snap call. But I think he was thinking that, damn, did he have a straight? Because I'm thinking the turn card, because after we talked about it, he said something about a straight, and I said, well, I didn't even see that part. That left my mind, left me all the way out. But in his head, he remembers seeing that turn card. Whatever that turn card was, and whatever that 10 was when it came out, he felt that may have got him a straight. So he didn't hit a boat. He just hit the set. He was still on trips. So he thought about it, and then he made the call. Guy turned over, set of 10s with the 6s for a boat. The person with the 10s felt that he had the best pair anyway when he bet at 75. He thought he was locked in for the 75 and thought that everybody would go away because he's feeling everybody missed. His 10s were still good. But when the other guy called the 75, that is when he probably put up the red flag and said, okay, where am I at really? He called it 75. So does he have trips? I'm thinking that's what he had to be thinking, because when the turn card came out, they both checked. The 6s should have bet. He should have bet it, because the other guy was first to act. And when he checked, that would have let me know that he's probably thinking that I got this and I need to bet, and make him think about it. He felt that probably no matter what move he made, the 10s were going to call, because he probably thought he had the best pocket pair. And what I tried to let him know, and my opinion was, you should have you should have switched the pressure, right? Because he put the pressure on you. But you should have switched it and sold it to him, that you got the best hand, and put the pressure on him with that turn card. But he didn't do that. So when that 10 came out, that made him freeze, because now he's saying, hey, I didn't even hit the board. I still got my trip 6s, but whatever hit the board, it was 6, 6, 7. And when that 10 came out, I'm thinking he thought he had a straight, because he said that too. He said he thought that he probably had a straight, and that's why he took so long to bet. You see where I'm going with it? But to me, the bottom line, it seemed like it should have been, when that turn card came, I thought the 6s should have fired and put the pressure back on him. And if he bets, fine. He has to hit the 10 and to beat me. But at least it'll make me feel that I made the right move by not letting those 6s go without protecting them. Because when I checked, I gave a free card to this man. I don't really know what he got. We don't know what he really has. But at the same time, why am I going to check it? I already called the 75. I might as well keep going now. Right now, he thinks he has the best hand. If I don't have to go all in and do anything on the turn. All I have to do is bet enough to make him think now. Now, if he wants to call it, so be it. And then when he does call it, if that 10 hits, now I'm going to be asked a question now. If I thought he had a straight, that's going to make it easy for me not to call, right? Because I'm thinking, okay, he has a straight. My 6s, I didn't get what I wanted, so he doesn't have a straight. I mean, he has a straight. The other person went all in. I'm going to see it anyway. And if I didn't call, I'm still going to see it. And if I was the winner, great, fine, I can live with it. But at the same time, if he does have the hand, then that lets me know I made a good move with my turn card to make him be on the fence, right? You get what I'm saying? So I thought that he shouldn't have passed up on that turn card. I thought that he should have betted, and he didn't have to go all in, but he should have put pressure on him. I would have went at least 200, right? He still felt that he was going to call anyway, but I'm like, okay, I can live with that. But what he did was, when the person hit that boat and he said all in, he put over $500 in there. The person that had trips, He thought about it for a minute, and then he came back and he called it. He called it. So he put over 500 himself. When they got done, it was about $1,400 in that pot when they got done. So, yeah, he put himself in a situation. So it should have been, you know, if you follow what I was talking about, I put it like this. You had sixes. The other person had tens. 667 was the flop. I don't know what the turn card was, but they both checked. After they checked, he allowed him to see a free card. He got a 10. The 10 turned into a boat. He put in 500. He said all in. The person with the trip sixes thought about it for a minute, matched the bet, and he lost his stack. Because after that next hand, he only had about $20-some left, and he went all in. I had ace queen. I called, and I hit the queen, so I won that pot. So he was done. So that's the way his day went, and he just got up, he left, because I think he was beside himself when it happened. And that can happen in poker. When something like that does happen, it can drain you real quick. Sometimes it's good just to get up and go for a walk if you know you're going to do a rebuy, especially when it's something like that, right? When you know you had it on the flop, and then you allow that person to catch up with you on the river because you checked that turn card. That is what is going to bother me, and I would have to get up and go take a walk if I know I'm going to rebuy. But if I'm not going to rebuy, then I'm just going to probably get up. Nice hand. Y'all take care. See you tomorrow. Hit the reset. I'll be back tomorrow. But that one right there, that just killed me, right? Because I had it. I had it. And I allowed you to come into my house and take me for what I got. But that's basically what he did. He came into his house and robbed him. So that's the way I seen it. So if you see this, right, and you able to read and stay with what I was saying, give me your thoughts on that scenario. With that said, I'm out. Y'all be cool. Peace.